How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sunset City, where we talk about things that we say we love, but in truth, I think we all have a deep-seated hatred for. My name is Suris, and today with me, I have Nick.
Hello.
And also Channel Pup.
Hello.
And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So, first and foremost, we've got a bunch of leaks from the movies, or the movie, rather, the second movie. And then we've got another thing having to do with leaks and how we shouldn't pay attention to any of them in a completely different context.
We also have toys to look at, too.
Not only that, we've also got some questions from the audience.
We do. Hopefully we'll get through all of them because I didn't think we were going to get a lot because our podcast is still new. So I just didn't anticipate that certain spots, because I posted in my Discord, there are a lot of big questions there. So I don't think we're going to get to every single topic they discuss, because some of them could really be episodes on their own. But we'll definitely get some.
It may be.
Done.
I'm that guy that does the least work on the group project, so this is all news to me. So you'll be getting my real-time live reactions to all of these questions in this video. So if I insult anyone, I'm really, really sorry in advance.
He's not, but he'll say he is, and that's for legal reasons. But
well, yeah, I just don't want to get cancelled, mate. Okay.
So I think, though, with the Q&A thing, it might be prudent for us to just end episodes on Q&A. Just have that be as long as there are questions that still need to be answered, and the questions are not so large that they need to be their own videos. Just dedicating a section to Q&A might be a good idea going forward for us. What do you guys think?
Don't mind us, audience. We're just having a fucking production meeting in the early part of the podcast. We're very prepared. Don't worry.
We'll sort it out. We're still finding our legs with this thing, but
I think it's a good idea if you want my input on that.
That said, so let's go ahead and just hop right into the Sonic second movie leaks we've got. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, actually, off of a very little bit.
So spoilers, guys, if you've somehow miraculously been online in the Sonic community and not seen this stuff, it's your last chance to turn around.
But watch the video anyway, because we need the watch time. For real, who is actually surprised that a Sonic movie sequel is going to feature a few more characters, you know?
Well, we already knew a couple characters would be coming back. We knew
I didn't know that Rouge gets naked in Sonic 2.
Oh my god. Rouge makes Tail a man in Sonic 2, confirmed.
Rouge and Tom Wachowski. Maddie's got some problems with that.
But, we do know that Tails is coming in. We already knew that from the ending of the first movie. If you haven't seen the first movie, there's your spoiler. It ends with Tails. I'm sorry. You guys should have seen it by now. You're watching a Sonic podcast. If you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing here? It's
again, though, it's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. What massive twist would anyone expect?
Nobody. We're just saying this stuff to be polite, but we don't need to keep saying it. Anybody on this show knows what's going on.
Now, we just say spoiler alert before every single thing we make.
Every word.
Spoilers for Sonic 1, 1991, released on the Sega Genesis.
Will eventually come to the Nintendo GameCube.
Spoiler alert for Master System fans.
Oh my gosh. All right, Nick, you want to talk about Silver Sonic again?
I apparently have to talk about Mecha Sonic now.
True, because of the toys.
It's Mecha.
But we gotta... So let's movie first, then toys. Because, dang it, Nick, we're adults here. We talk about big productions, big movies, not children's play toys as we talk about a children's game mascot.
Speaking of, too, the stuff we're going to be talking about, I actually will be bringing up toys as well, considering the things we've seen, because I have a couple theories, but we'll get to them.
So, with our movie, we've got a bunch of stuff that's been shown. One, we have a very blurry look at the new design for Dr. Robotnik in the movie, and it is very in line with what we would expect a good melding between the kind of black-coated look they went in the first movie with and the kind of modern inclinations for the bald head and big mustache that we have had for Eggman for ages. This, again, the picture's very blurry, But we've got a very good marriage between these two in the design, I think. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I do too.
It's got a very sinister look to it. So I'm gonna say this right now. When I first saw trailers and stuff for the first movie, and I saw Dr. Robotnik rocking up with a full head of hair, little mustache, no glasses, and a black coat, I immediately thought, yeah, okay, this pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Like, we're getting this kind of Matrix Neo kind of look, and it's like generic villain territory. But when it came together in the film, it worked out, and obviously you got a red outfit later and those big goggles. I'm always dubious about taking things that are colorful and not making them colorful anymore.
Yeah.
But I do think it does work in this case for Dr. Robotnik, and I would imagine that we will see him don some kind of red outfit somewhere down the line. But I think, like, the style of the coat, we can't tell too much, but it looks to have this big collar on it, which I think is a very good design choice. Because it feels sinister. But what I want to know is, why is Dr. Robotnik flying? Is he being carried by, like, a robot, maybe? Or maybe something. Maybe this is our first Easter egg to the Archie comics being in the film. As you can see here, Dr. Robotnik is definitely being carried by Enerjack from the Archie comic.
I swear to God.
Not... Well, that actually does awkwardly, somehow magically, segue into the other thing we got to talk about. We got a kind of early design for Knuckles in here now. We have
early, man. That's the design, dude. That is the design.
The only things we're missing now are, obviously, it's not CGI'd. This is almost like a giant clay model of it being used as a prop, but it looks good. Honestly.
So a lot of people are noting the absence of the little crescent on his chest, but that will be there. Like, these are very simplified models. I mean, you got to think, in the first film, it was an entirely blue Sonic that had no other colors on it. And Tails, he's missing his bangs and his, well, tails. So, like, inevitably, Knuckles is going to get some kind of white insignia on his chest.
Yeah.
So I actually had some thoughts about that, because those models are incredibly detailed for placeholders. I mean, ridiculously well put together, especially Knuckles. I mean, Tails, they have everything on him there, but like Knuckles is like really, really detailed. Like,
I want that in my house. I want it by my bedside so he can watch over me while I.
Well, that's the thing. Like, is Jack specific? Did they just work with Jack specific to make giant action figures? Because they used to make big ass action figures. If you guys have ever seen like the giant Batman or Spider-Man or the 4-foot Ninja Turtles.
I've seen those. There's no way they're going to release an action figure the size of these, though. But like,
I'm wondering, like, if the action figures, which will be coming out, look like that. I'm wondering if they just had Jack specific, like, okay, just take your model and just slap it here for us. It really feels like they were just. It kind of feels like it, though, doesn't it? I mean, those pictures are so easy to take, and everybody has them. Like, I feel like they're just. Like, screw it. Like, it's going to leak anyway. Let's make him look real nice.
Yeah.
I want a 4-foot tall Knuckles to watch over me like I'm his ultimate treasure, like I'm his Master Emerald, before he shoves his fist in my butthole.
I'm just imagining.
He looks real good.
I'm just imagining Pup now, just going, "Woo, Knuckles, tweet me like your Master Emerald, please."
yeah. Make me your little thief, Batgirl.
This is why Nick hates us.
My friends.
He's trying to maintain something of a serious podcast, but like, bless him, he's trying.
But this design, so we know that this is an iterative design. This is taken off of the design sensibilities of the first, or not the first design, obviously, but the redesign of Sonic. This is an iteration on the redesign of Sonic to make a Knuckles version, because I am terrified of what Knuckles would have been in the second movie, had we got a second movie, if he was using the design sensibilities of the original movie Sonic. I posted on Twitter. It would have just been that insane, stretchy man Knuckles.
He would have had 3 dicks.
I just imagine the second in a darker timeline, the second Sonic movie comes out. And then Knuckles is introduced, and it's just Ugandan Knuckles. That's all it is. Ugandan Knuckles with human teeth.
Do you think though, because like the first Sonic movie did like to capitalize on its meme culture with the whole Keanu, you're a national treasure, and the floss dance. I think inevitably at some point Knuckles will in that movie say, "Do you know the way to Sonic?"
That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's going
you might
to
be
happen.
on
we're
there.
probably gonna
It's
get
going to
something like
happen.
that. There was a comic. I don't remember the person who made it, but it was playing on the Olive Garden sponsorship that was done in the first movie. Just, hey Knuckles, are you okay? You haven't even eaten any of your unlimited breadsticks trademark. And just Knuckles is just going, this isn't even a real garden.
Very, very Boom Knuckles.
Maybe
Very
literally, Olive Garden is literally in the sky, and it's Sky Sanctuary or something. Like Sky Sanctuary has an Olive Garden in it.
Sky Sanctuary has unlimited breadsticks surrounding the Master Emerald.
Well, I mean, this does give us a lot to kind of deliberate over and ponder and speculate, because we now officially know Knuckles is in the movie, and safely, I think we can assume Tyson Hesse is back on board with the designs, because that looks like Tyson's design. And I saw some sass from a Sonic Boom writer being like, "Oh, look at that! Knuckles is taller and beefier." And I didn't want to be a dick, but I was also like, dude, yeah, that's how he should look like if you're going to emphasize that, not that insane thing you guys made for Boom, because what a mess. Good God.
Okay, calm the fuck down, Nick. Okay, Boom Knuckles looked fine. It's just that you're used to the old one.
Boomer Nick mad about Boom Knuckles. Go figure.
Do not,
Boomer Nick.
No, Pup. Do not try to condescendingly tell me what. Shut the fuck up. Do not try to tell me anything about character design. Shut your fucking mouth. I know what I saw. I don't like people telling me.
Listen here, this talking dog is iconic, you Ben 10 reject.
That's fair. You got me there. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to argue that point. Your dog looks better than my character. I'm not going to argue that.
It
got me there.
I wouldn't say
it got me there.
Jesus. But like, no, but the point I'm going to make is like, I don't think that the Boom designs are intrinsically bad, but I don't think they are the kind of direction I would personally take with those designs, if you understand me. There's artwork of Knuckles in his early stages where I think, yeah, that looks bad. Like where he's got these little stick legs. That first render for the promo material, Knuckles looked bad. But in the show, he came together for me. And obviously, by the way, Nick, I am just kidding when I'm invalidating your opinion.
That's fine. I'm just tired of that opinion. So
you look very serious on my end.
I always do. You got to understand, now that you're seeing my face, these guys don't see it. But like now that I've shaved my head, like my wife says I look like a convicted criminal because I have these naturally angry eyebrows. Like I always
look like my character design. Come on.
Right. Cartoony dog man. That's right.
I mean, so my design is a 1-to-1 recreation of me. What are you talking about?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Of course. No, but like I'm just gonna get back to the sass there, because I did not like the proportions on Knuckles' Boom design. I didn't like his hands. Like that's just one of those things, like don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. And one of those is like, well, what's going on with those two spikes on those mitts? I'm like, don't. All right. Some creatures have mono eyes. Sometimes they have two tails. Sometimes they just have 3 dicks and 2 spikes on their mitts, and it's okay. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Oh no, you touched it.
That I think is like a fundamental thing. Is like you probably shouldn't touch Sonic designs. And yeah, I would like go so far as to say I love the classic Knuckles design. I've got it on a T-shirt, for Christ's sake. I love classic Knuckles. But like, I also kept when I first saw the Sonic Boom designs, I was initially like, yeah, no, this is crap. Like they added extra spikes to Sonic. Well done, you fucking geniuses. But like, then when I saw them in the TV show, I was like, okay, it works. I probably wouldn't go as far as the sports tape, but I think the rethought proportions of these characters worked well. It worked better with the animation. Referring back to that animation Sonic video by the YouTuber whose name I can't remember, but shout out to that guy anyway, because it's a good video. He mentions that, yeah, Sega really kind of screw themselves in the animation department, giving these characters such giant hands and giant heads, but small limbs and bodies, because it makes them hard to animate. I think the Boom designs really did a nice job at making that work.
That
however,
said, though, we are derailing a bit off of the movie.
Yeah, we got to bring it back there.
Movie Knuckles is the perfect hybrid between Boom Knuckles and Classic Knuckles. That's what I would say.
I just I brought all that up because like I've been seeing a lot of that commentary, and I'm just bluntly gonna say I would remove Boom Knuckles from the equation altogether. I think that's just a nice evolution of just Classic Knuckles and bringing him into the real world. Because I don't like. I didn't like seeing that tweet. Like, I know you're joking, but do not take ownership of this because Tyson did the job correctly, and that's why I hate the Boom designs, because like it's just needless extra crap for no reason. This emphasizes his strength in his fists. Those, it does not look like you want to get hit by those things. Like in Boom Knuckles, like I don't want to be touched by him. Like I'm not so much worried about getting punched by him. I'm worried about getting touched by those creepy fingers with his little Wolverine things on him.
I would make a counterpoint, but I'm afraid I'll get shot, you fucking skinhead. Where are your tattoos, Nick? Where are your tattoos?
So there's another thing in the movie designs that I kind of wanted to talk about that I'm very happy with, because I am a Sonic Adventure fan, especially Adventure 2. I am very glad that GUN is officially coming into the movies, at least from what it looks like, at least in design. Yes. GUN is in the movies, and also the helicopter is literally painted as an SA-2 helicopter.
It's very pleasant to see.
And it's very great.
You've seen the tweets, right? Like, everyone's like, he's going to jump out of that, right? He's going to take a bit of it and, like, airboard out of there?
No, but this scene looks like there's all sorts going on, because Green Hills is trashed. There's rubble everywhere. We've got tanks. We've got helicopters. We've got Dr. Robotnik flying through the air.
We have a Mean Bean restaurant.
This is going to be... Yeah, and of course the Mean Bean restaurant. This is going to be an insane action sequence. I do wonder, though, is it the final battle? And should we really have yet another final battle taking place in Green Hills?
That's exactly what I've been worried about, and that's what I've been warning folks about. Like, everyone's I know a lot of people. I'm like, oh, we're gonna see more Sonic's World. Like, nah, dude. No, you're not.
It's so they're probably doing. They're probably going to be doing a lot of what Sonic X did, where before we have any amount of seeing Sonic's World, we're going to get a bunch of more of Sonic's World coming into the real world, so that they can keep using the sets and designs that they've been using for a while. And I don't like that, because I think the best part of that first movie was the first 10 minutes. As much as I like that movie, the first 10 minutes of that, seeing the Echidna tribe trying to go for Sonic, seeing Sonic's World proportionally looking like Sonic's World, like that was cool. I loved that. The stuff in Green Hills, the majority of the movie takes place there, but I wanted to see a movie taking place in that other place, and it's looking like we're going to get little bits of that other place coming into our world. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, it's that I don't think that that's the best way forward. As excited as I am for this movie, we already saw that exact direction in Sonic X. I don't want to see it again.
It's something that I, as like a Sonic fan, kind of tried to come to terms with in advance. Like, I love the Green Hill scene. It's not my favorite scene in a film, but I obviously love that scene. But like, what I kind of thought was, it would be lovely to like have films spending 90% of the runtime in these Sonic worlds with the purely animated characters, but I don't see them doing a complete genre switch from audience surrogate live action hybrid through to total animated film, unless it were the result of extreme backlash that was just good-natured enough for them to not cancel the project altogether. Like, it's one of those things where the Sonic movies are going to be pretty much Sonic on Earth, with the occasional interview on Mobius or wherever the fuck it is Sonic lives in movies. But I'm okay with that, because as long as they get the characters right of Sonic and Dr. Robotnik and Tails and Knuckles, then it's not a deal breaker for me that we're doing this day in our own world. It's already a blessing that they're not in fucking Manhattan like in every other live action thing. And it's already like I saw the Tom and Jerry movie recently, and I'm just like, it's a blessing they didn't fill this thing to the brim with rap songs. Like,
so there's actually something that I wanted to bring up now that we're mentioning the amount of like bringing stuff over. Just a theory. I think I know why Knuckles is in this movie.
Lay it on us.
So, where did Eggman end up? Robotnik for the boomers in here. Where did Eggman end up at the end of the first movie? He ended up in effectively Mushroom Hill, right?
I mean, the most disgusting Mushroom Hill we've ever seen, but we can assume as much. Yeah.
So,
yeah, they call it Mushroom Planet.
So, but Mushroom Planet being a reference to either Mario or Mushroom Hill from the Sonic series.
Or maybe it's just because mushrooms smell bad.
It's probably both.
I get the feeling it's not a reference. I think they were like, what's the most disgusting planet we can think of? A mushroom planet.
No, I think it's definitely a reference because everything else on that sheet was a reference. There was literally a freaking Dreamcast world in that map.
But I mean, it's easier to make a map. Like they might even recreate. I don't remember the original trailer or not, but I imagine Mushroom Planet was created for quite a while, because if you look back at like original prototype designs for everything, it wasn't echidnas in that movie either. It was an owl and lizard people, and like it really just wasn't Sonic, you know? Like I wonder how much Sonic was actually integrated. So even if it wasn't like a reference before, it might be now.
So the reason I bring that up though is I feel like the way that Robotnik is going to make his way back into the world is by stealing the Master Emerald and using that to power some way to get back into our world, thus forcing Knuckles to follow. Because he is in effectively a reference to Sonic and Knuckles, that would be my theory, is that his way he gets back is a machine that he builds, powered by the Master Emerald, and Knuckles comes in chasing him, and we're probably going to get a whole shebang with him and Sonic, because we know that what did Eggman take at the end of the first movie? He had a single one of Sonic's spines, which for some reason in this world have his power. I think there's going to be a misunderstanding, as there always is with Knuckles introductions, where Knuckles is going to see Sonic using the same power that Eggman has there, and he's going to go, that's the thing that stole the Master Emerald, I'm going to go fight that thing, and it's going to be because Eggman stole the Master Emerald using a combination of his tech and Sonic's biology. That's my theory.
I think it's more than likely that we're going to get a Sonic v Knuckles fight in there, because, I mean, it's already been set up. We've got the Echidna tribes hate Sonic, and Sonic is naturally going to have a prejudice against Echidnas, unless maybe they really, go in the woke route where Sonic doesn't judge anyone by appearances. I don't know, but, I think a Sonic and Knuckles fight is inevitable, given, the backstory. I'm kind of looking forward to that conversation where Sonic and Knuckles kind of realize their differences. It's not going to be he's working for Robotnik, unless it is. But, I can't formulate a fucking sentence right now. Someone else talk, please.
Here's a couple things we have to solve in terms of movie 1 to movie 2. We understand Knuckles is in this movie, but we also understand some things that were left open at the end of movie 1. One of those being Eggman, and how is he going to be coming back to the world? Why is he going to be coming back to the world? And why is Knuckles with him? Or why is Knuckles in Green Hills? I think the pictures we saw are indeed the final battle. This is after everyone's come together. This is the big money shot. These are the heroes finally together, ready to take down whatever Eggman is throwing their way. Hopefully Mecha Sonic. We'll see. We don't know. But we still don't know if there's going to be a floating island. We don't know if there's going to be a Master Emerald. And if there is, we don't understand how that's going to integrate into this world. And we also don't know why Tails is there. So there's a lot of mystery pieces there, and not all of it fits together super nicely if you're also bringing in the stuff we already know from previous Sonic media. So I'm a little concerned on that front still, because how do you talk about Knuckles without talking about the Master Emerald and Angel Island? And what does any of that mean when Sonic's hair holds as much power as it does?
To
the
be
echidnas
fair,
were happening for a reason, right? So like that history has to be resolved, and it probably will be through Knuckles.
Knuckles hasn't really had much affiliation with the Master Emerald since 2003, to be fair, like in the games anyway. So I think there's a possibility that they will have that conversation sans emeralds, but at the same time, I think Eggman finding an emerald or something on Angel Island, it would also explain why he can fly. Maybe he's gone Super Eggman. Who knows?
Oh my
I always
gosh.
I always imagine Super Eggman having like a full head of luscious hair and being naked and stuff, so I can't imagine.
And
But,
Sonic,
like-
this is to go even further beyond.
Oh god.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of speculation going on here, and like I think there's a lot of fun to theorizing this. Yeah, I've kind of got a wait and see attitude. Maybe they'll go down the wartime Knuckles route, where he's just gonna be an army general in this film for no fucking reason.
Of course, it's not fun, Tails. That's why it's called war.
Oh god. I'm just happy with the design. I'm just like this. Like I don't like the new Ninja Turtle movies or the Power Ranger movies just because I hate the designs, regardless of anything else. And like I'm that simple when it comes to projects like this. I don't expect much more than what we got with the last Sonic movie. I think it's a miracle it came out as good as it did, and I still have said multiple times I think it's mostly just okay. So whatever they do with this next one, like I'm seeing enough love for the series itself that I'm at least going to see stuff that is going to be worth our time. Like that hero shot we're going to get is going to be worth whatever else they do. I just hope we do get that that history in there, because man, it would be so cool seeing Angel Island and the Master Emerald on the big screen. But you know what? Seeing Knuckles on the big screen is going to be more than enough for me. So I'm more than happy with what we have right now, and I'm here for it, man. I'm here for whatever they come up with.
As long as we can get Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails together in a shot where Sonic does not say, "And that's because we're Sonic heroes," I will be okay. I need that cleansed out of my brain.
I made the point about the Tom and Jerry movie being full of rap music, but then again, Knuckles, that's a window of opportunity right there. So if you want to have some relevant rap music playing throughout your film, make sure it accompanies Knuckles. But what I will say is this.
Unlike Sonic,
never gonna use that rap
Sonic, he doesn't chuckle.
Not Hunted P. Fuck Hunted P. Like, get Lin-Manuel Miranda. Have Lin-Manuel Miranda voice Knuckles in this movie, and do his own background music as well.
Wasn't the main, like music track for Sonic a rap song?
It was, but it was relegated to end credits, whereas like with this Tom and Jerry movie, it was throughout the entire film. It was either rap beats or rap music. There was literally like not a single orchestral track in there, and it's like when I think Tom and Jerry, I think orchestras. But anyway,
orchestra, yeah.
Enough with that. The point I'm making is I feel like the Sonic movie has already done well to narrowly avoid the pitfalls that dog these live-action, hybrid, nostalgic, child-friendly movies.
So you're saying you don't like the cinematic masterpiece that is Garfield?
This is one of those things where I'm expected to have a quick and snappy response, but I just don't fucking have one.
No, it just shorts our brains for a second, man.
Yeah, second Suris. We get it, man. You're smart. Shut the fuck up, man. But like,
you guys got good points, though. I mean, that's a good point, Pup. Like these, I mean, I still call it's basically Alvin and the Chipmunks, but it's way more tolerable than Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, they haven't done the immediate things. There's no Manhattan yet. They'd be forgiven if they had a bit of Manhattan, but like not the whole. And there's no relevant pop music constantly playing throughout the entire film that they're trying to market. We got flossing, but it's minimal, so I'll forgive it. I mean, it's for kids at the end of the day, but like it's not egregious. So like, as long as they can keep that up and keep doing things in the spirit of Sonic and getting these characters right, I'm happy. And I'm happy if they want to reinterpret Knuckles and stuff. I'm not going to complain as long as they get the core of that character right. We're golden.
Get the character right and give us a cool-ass fight scene.
Then again, if they want to make him a meathead like in Boom, I'm also game for that too. I love Boom Knuckles. Shut the fuck up, Nick.
No, I don't. Okay, I will say this, and then I think we should never bring up Boom again. Boom
I've opened a can of worms.
No.
This
Look,
is our new forces, isn't it?
This is if it's not Forces, it's Sonic Boom.
Oh, by the way, so Sonic Forces, right?
Oh my
I think,
gosh.
Military Knuckles is definitely going to be in this film. Here's why that's a big letdown and a huge downgrade from everything that's come before.
I'm going to grab you and I'm going to feed you to a fucking Phantom Ruby so that I can get a different version of you that didn't say that.
This is really like that thing from Sonic Forces, except it's done well.
I have some fun ideas for the Phantom Ruby. I need to either make it a video or talk about it in the podcast sometime, but I have some really cool ideas for some other things that are getting released here, and I was wondering, how could we all integrate it together? So I don't know if we want to jump off the movie or not yet, because this just made me think of products that we have coming out that I am very excited about. I don't know if it's like...
I don't think there's much more to talk about with the movie. Like we've only got a few screen stills right now. That's about it. So let's go ahead and hop on to the toys, because otherwise we're just going to be... We could go on and on about our theories for what's going to happen in the movie. And maybe we should actually do a couple of what if episodes at some point. But for now, yeah, we've got some interesting toys coming out.
Just watching
very interesting.
The soul drain from Nick's face as you stop him from sharing his Phantom Ruby story ideas. This man is a creator and an artist at heart, and you just fucking repressed all of that, Suris. I hope you're happy.
He is the Zack Snyder of the group, and I am the Warner Brothers.
You are a fucking oppressor, Suris.
Oh, God. All right. So toys. This is very interesting, and I don't know if it's kind of telling for what we're going to be getting for the 30th anniversary, be it products or just them being a little more open with bringing in more obscure parts of the franchise. But there are a couple of very big things happening. The next wave of Jack Specific, which they renewed the license with them, so expect them to be continuing the toy line as well as, I'd assume, movie toys. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we saw Jack's toys on the set of Sonic 2. I would not be surprised if those are the molds we get.
Yep.
But we know their next wave of toys, which is going to include Mecha Sonic.
Yep.
And now it's officially said, this is not Lego Dimensions. This is exactly as Japan had it to begin with, and while I will debate Eggman and Robotnik all day long because it's fun and hilarious, I think I'm okay with this line just being called Mecha Sonic. And I'm glad we finally have that just nailed down. We're not going to have any other names. I grew up calling him Silver Sonic, but when you look at him, he looks like Iron Man suit Mach 1. He does not look like he's made out of silver. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy seeing that figure in 2021 existing.
I was incredibly pleased to see the figure, and I think you could refer to him as Mecha Sonic Mark 1. To avoid confusion, that's totally what I would label that figure if I were Jack Pacific.
And we knew this was coming. This was product lines were leaked a while ago. Like, we knew that they were going to be making this. When I tweeted about it, I was very cautious, because when I hear Mecha Sonic, there is one robot I want, and that's S3K Mecha Sonic.
Yeah, I agree with that. For a completely different reason.
I prefer him to Metal Sonic. I'm going to straight up say it.
I think I only do now just because we've had so much Metal Sonic. Like, I'm okay with. Yes, I think he's the superior design, but I think I miss that robot so much.
I appreciate like the points that you mentioned in your Metal Sonic video during the Sonic CD video when you talked about the design wise. But I really like the sort of clunkiness of Mecha Sonic Mark 1 and the sort of almost demonic look of Mecha Sonic Mark 2.
He looks so good.
And I'm so glad to see that Mecha Sonic Mark 1 getting an action figure. Like, it just takes me back to when I first discovered the cheat code to Sonic 2 as like a little 7-year-old, and just being like, whoa, there's a robot Sonic at the end of this game, and he has a razor blade in his head. That's so awesome. And I couldn't get past it because I was a stupid little kid. I just thought that was the final boss. I remember when I finally did get past it and saw the The Death Egg robot. I was like, what? There's another final boss? Oh my god.
That's coming too. That's another robot we're going to be getting.
Oh
That one
really?
I was less surprised with because
Does he have his Generations look, or is he like a completely?
it's the Generations look.
Okay, that's fine by me.
And that wasn't surprising to me just because we had seen him in Generations, but yeah, when they first leaked Mecha Sonic, it was just name alone. It was like, okay, this is either they mistranslated Metal Sonic and we're just getting another Metal Sonic line because they will repeat the same figures for new waves, or it's going to be Sonic to Mecha Sonic. So I'm not surprised in that sense, just because I've been prepared for it and I knew the Death Egg robot was coming. So I was like, well, it only makes sense because if any of the classic games is going to be getting love right around now, it's going to be Sonic 2.
Yeah.
A Robotnik robot that I would love a figure for, but will almost inevitably never exist because it would just need to be too big to be into scale for it with anything. And I just want to see this design get way more love. I always preferred it to the Death Egg robot from Sonic 2, the Kyodai Eggman robot from the end of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The one with the big fingers. Like, I would love a toy of that. I mean, you could make just his shoulders and these little posable fingers and stuff. Like, you could make that. Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah. If that game ever could get out of its legal limbo, I'd hope we get merch for it at some point.
The head, have the Master Emerald in there. Like, there's so much you could do with that toy.
You could do so much with that toy. Yeah.
Especially if you have it, like, oversized.
But, you know, now that we have Mecha Sonic coming into the fold, I wonder if this is just a nice retro callback for fans, or if they're going to be using this again for anything. I don't know, but either way, I'm happy it exists. But that's not the only thing we know is coming out. We know that we're going to get plushes that include Nephilis.
Ooh.
Nephilis, sorry.
And Whisper. So
I am infinite.
So I am
an Emerald for you advanced fans. Emerald's there too.
I am super excited. So one, Sonic Battle was one of the games that I really liked growing up because that was one of the few Sonic games around that time that was very story focused. Because we had like Heroes, which had less of a story focus than say Adventure, and I always preferred the adventure style stuff. So Battle really was enjoyable for me. Getting Emerald back is nice, but Nephilis and Whisper are like a marriage of things that I liked a lot in the past and things that I'm very much enjoying now. Nephilis is one of my favorite Sonic villains just because he's actually he's very threatening compared to something like Infinite, who's just
Nephilis
trying way too hard.
Nephilis has the potential to be like the dark side of the Sonic universe.
But then you've got Whisper. And I'm gonna be honest, IDW has made me fall in love with that character. Not in a weird way. Not in a way
Nick's
that people
furry.
fell in love with Sally.
NekoSuris is a furry, but Nick is also a furry.
Well, Sally made Nick a man, to be fair.
Made me a man. Strong 90s woman.
You know what's crazy? Am I the only person here that doesn't want to fuck animals?
And yet you are the one as a dog.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? The irony.
Boobs are boobs, man. Put on whatever. I'm down.
Okay, so put them on Suris then. Is it time for FAP?
I've already got them. What more do you want from me? I already became a VTuber.
Oh, we're making Wayne roll on his grave.
Wayne's still dead, everybody. I'm sorry.
Hey, dead Wayne, how are you holding up over there?
Gonna pull around on his gravestone. It's gonna be great. Look, sir, you guys don't see his face. He's so uncomfortable.
No, I actually just I just made Wayne's tombstone float around us.
Oh man, I'm so ready to see this.
But
by
okay.
the way, comment below. What do you think of the new video style, guys? Please let us know in the comment.
You know, we did get
Is it actually lighting up or doing anything? Oh no, I'm looking at a screenshot. That's what
You're looking
at a screenshot the whole time.
You fucking boomer.
Wait, did you think that screenshot was literally what people were seeing live?
I
Are you okay?
Why would you have a live feed on a Discord chat?
Are you high? The funny
Nick!
weed day was
Naturally-
2 days ago, Nick.
Oh no, my
Too much
mind's
reading
going in
is a
my old
fucking- I'm
age.
telling you.
Just oh my gosh, Nick.
So good.
Nick,
good.
I'm just gonna do this so you don't this doesn't happen again.
well, I want to see
Okay,
this.
I want to see what
Okay.
this looks like.
So
we
there you
hop
go.
around.
Yeah,
That business.
that's
If
what
Wayne
it looks
started
like.
hopping, I think we just freak out with all this. Freak out.
Hey guys, have you heard about
Ah,
Marvel
no, it's
Ultimate
Wayne!
Alliance?
There
It's Wayne.
But okay, so back on topic now. Now that I
Back on
have
topic.
freaked everyone out. Okay, so
I think this is good signs for the future. Even if this is just product and we're not going to see these in games or anything like that, the fact that Sega is willing to open up and expand their franchise finally and bring in these characters that people cherish, both old and new and forgotten, and I'm really excited about that. And I don't think we're going to be seeing Freedom Fighters. I think they're very adamantly against that. We just have to wait for Sega managers to die or other people to take their place, and then Sally will show up. It'll be great. Don't worry about it, guys. But
that is okay, guys. So that was Nick just accidentally called for violence. Everyone, no, don't. That's bad.
no, I'm just waiting for old age to take them.
Old age. Wink, wink.
But they're it's nice to see. Which reminds me of the early 90s. It's kind of nice to see other elements of the Sonic franchise outside of the video games get a little bit of attention and kind of be integrated into the fold, because I think this franchise desperately needs that at this point. So it was always nice that there are so many different types of Sonic, but like if you really want to integrate this into one brand, you need to do it, and you need to do it now. And I think we've slowly been seeing that.
I think
last few years.
I think Sonic functions best to me not as a video game franchise, but as a multimedia franchise, where there's multiple different ways you can explore it, so that each method of exploring the world of Sonic is able to breathe, and it's not having to carry the weight of doing multiple things. Like there's stuff you can do in the IDW comics that is harder to do in the games. There's a lot more stuff you can do with the world in that more story-centric setting, so that I'm not going to be quite as upset if the games aren't exploring that now. And I think that the actual stuff that we're getting, the actual products we're getting, reflect that multimedia nature of things. I think that's good. I think that's a good sign.
On the behalf of like 50% of Sonic Tube, fuck off, you're not helping.
No, is there a group? Is there a section of?
Oh, there's a
Sonic
lot of
Tube?
Sonic Tubers that are very unhappy with how long it's taking to get that next game out, and very unhappy with how little content there is in some.
Just
of
because they're
games.
idiots that don't understand how video games are made, especially in a pandemic.
Look, if they want Sonic
need to grow
Forces
up.
2, all they had to say is, "I like eating shit."
I get the impatience, but also, you know what? Like, I'm sorry, but the pandemic has been a massive drawback. I'm so sick and tired of like, well, what about these other guys bringing games out? Like, those have been in development for a little while. You're seeing everybody affected by it. This is why Mario's 35th anniversary has been such a weak little thing as it's been. This is why we're not going to get more than a Zelda remake.
Not to mention,
the 35th.
There's a unique aspect to Sonic game design, and that is level size. Of almost any video game character, Sonic levels are very disproportionately sized and very hard for a development team to actually build. That doesn't excuse when we get lackluster stuff from Sonic Team or from any Sonic developer.
They need to be big, don't they? They need to be big and vast so that Sonic can zip through them at a high speed without them being over before they start.
And
that's boost, yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
boost, yes.
Especially with boost.
And that's one of the problems that I remember, like the development logs for Unleashed noting that when they were building Dragon Road, it was effectively like when you were looking at it as a matter of distance, it was like 9 miles of distance being made in a 3D, a 3D level design program, that takes a lot of time to build. Even if somebody can go, well, you're just copy pasting a lot of assets over. Yeah, that's still a lot of square space.
As someone that's designed 2 Sonic levels now, and I haven't even done like the geometry and design point, I've only done the way these levels function, I can safely say it is fucking difficult to keep a Sonic level going for over 2 minutes. It's really, really difficult, and you have to put so much down, because you'll have like a path and think, okay, there's some challenges in here. There's some good intricately designed stuff. Some enemies here. Yeah, this ought to keep the player going. And then you get the Sonic player into that level,
and it takes them 50 seconds to whip through it all.
That lasted 10 seconds. It's like, Jesus. There's an inherent challenge facing level design with Sonic the Hedgehog, and it has to be noted, Sega have had some incredibly talented level designers at their disposal to get these things to last. I can understand why they feel the need to flip to 2D sometimes as well, because it's hard to keep imagining new ways to challenge a 3D Sonic, and there are certain things that 2D can do that 3D simply cannot. For example, when he's running along like a ceiling of something after a curve or something like that, you can't do that in 3D. It won't work without very dynamic camera angles and scripting. So it's like, people do need to be patient if they want this Sonic game to come out and be more than another Sonic Forces. I think what we've got is a vicious circle. People are shell-shocked because they were burnt by Sonic Forces and desperately want something to reassure them. But if they want something to reassure them and they want it to come out quick, they have to be willing to accept another Sonic Forces, or be willing to wait a little longer and be stuck in that shell-shocked state a little longer. But as it stands, it's a fucking video game. Why are we all acting so traumatized? Fucking get over ourselves.
It's weird, man. Like, before I was part of this community, I wouldn't be thinking of Sonic right now. Like, every now and then I would be, but like, I have phases of things I'm like really interested in, or fixated over, or anything like that. And it's weird now that I'm a part of this community, like just how fervent and consistent everybody is when it comes to talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I love the series, obviously, but like, I also don't understand like why you're not just play something else for a little while. These games just be as blunt as possible. They're not going to be top tier gaming experiences, even if we're waiting for a few years. It's just not going to be. It's still Sonic, team.
That's the reason why I do think that Sonic functions best as a multimedia icon as opposed to just a gaming icon, because when everything, including wait time for fans, is resting on just the games, for somebody who is very hyper-focused on Sonic, it can be very claustrophobic, feeling like the only thing you've got to do is replay either games you loved from the past or whatever the latest thing that was chunged out of the Sega factory ended up being, whether it was good or bad. There's other things to enjoy. You have a movie coming out, you have the IDW comics to deal with, we have Sonic Prime coming out. Like, Sonic is way better when he's got room to breathe. And that includes giving devs development time.
There's a lot to love about Sonic even right now in this supposed game drought. And I know that the response will be, oh, but I'm only interested in the games. But that's not their problem. That's not their prerogative. Like, these are, they're out there to maintain the Sonic brand and appease the different markets and stuff. And if one person is only into the Sonic games, that's not their problem.
I don't listen to the people like, well, that doesn't count because it's not the games. Like, it's not up to you, man. It's just not. I'm sorry. Like,
I appreciate where they're at. I appreciate where they're at, and like, I appreciate that also. Like, the more you speculate, the more money you're going to make on the platform. Like, I respect the grind. As long as you're not lying to your audience, I respect the grind.
I'm just talking about Twitter in general with people.
Twitter
like,
is much more. Yeah, that's a.
But I mean, I also understand like people just wanting to know things like, well, they should just say something they have. They said like we're excited for Sonic's future. We just can't show anything yet. That was a while ago. Sega's flat out said like, yeah, the pandemic's hit us really bad. Like, a third of our games had to be canceled or pushed back or some crazy stuff like that. I'm not even getting the numbers correctly, but like, the real world does not function the way you think, and I'm sorry, not every business functions the exact same way or reacts to a global pandemic the exact same way or has the market or the money to back that up. But like, that's not how the world works, and I hate that I have to defend the development team. I just think is mediocre. I think they put out some competent stuff, but again, like, I'm not going to them anymore with like this is a top tier video game. Like, you just want the next Sonic thing, and I just want the next good video game. That's just that's just how I function. I'm sorry. But yeah, like, that's just how it is. It's working on something, and I agree with a lot of people. Like, well, the games need to be good if the rest of it's going to be good. So yes, I think he should be a multimedia franchise, but I do think the core experience, like the source material, which is the video games, that still needs to step its game up. And I think they are. I just think we haven't seen it blossom into what it's going to be. I think we've seen the groundwork with Mania being what it is, and seeing Classic, separate off its own thing, and whatever Prime is going to be. I think we're in for a great time as Sonic fans. I really, really do. But
I'm hoping
people,
we
you gotta calm down.
I'm hoping we effectively get a Sonic Renaissance. That's what it feels like we're going to be moving into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what I want is kind of a bit of a return to the way the franchise functioned. Unfortunately, it was when the Dreamcast was dying and Sonic was transferring over to PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. Adventure 2 on the GameCube did so well for Sega that they were able to launch an anime off of it. They were able to focus a lot more on Sonic as a property. I want to see him get back to that point where the franchise is just doing well enough and making enough money where Sega can go, okay, we can focus on this and make it a big thing and do more with it than, like you said, just the video games.
I think all of that might have been in the plans ever since Adventure was going down. I'm wondering, I don't know when they started the talks with making the anime, but like, that released too soon after Sonic Adventure 2 Battle to be something that just kind of happened around the same time. I think Sega got really, really lucky because the Dreamcast tanked really hard, and all these projects, I'm surprised, still existed afterwards. So Sonic got really lucky, and I'm really glad that new that fresh redesign really did work for him, but it was stuck on a console nobody was buying. GameCube didn't do super great either, but like, it did well enough that it carried the franchise forward. And now that we have a movie out, now that Sega's in a much healthier place, even post-pandemic, which we're still not out of, unfortunately. Yeah, if they play their cards right, they have everything they need to really make this franchise stand on its own again. And I really hope we're on the precipice of that.
I'm glad we're buddies.
So we've covered the stuff we've got from the movie. We've covered the toys. I think it may be a good time to talk about some of the questions that you guys have said. And what do you guys think?
I think so.
Let's do this.
So we have a few different sources we can come off of here. We should have probably talked about this before we started recording, but since we have three gentlemen here, do you guys want to look at the questions on different sources? Because we have, I don't know if you guys have any posts in your Discord or anything like that, but like, I have a YouTube community post that has some questions. I think the comment section of our last video has questions as well. And I have Sunset City questions in my Discord that has quite a lot.
We should have definitely made a list of questions to answer, shouldn't we? I'll start. So we got Channel Pup. Why are your videos so damn good, and how can I subscribe? You'll find there are links in the description below to the channels. You can subscribe to me, and if you're feeling desperate for content, you can subscribe to Nick and maybe Suris.
This is, again, if you're consuming this show on YouTube and not
on
through
YouTube,
many podcast services. I'm sorry, Apple is being horrendously tough with me right now. It keeps sending me in a verification loop and will not let me put our show on the air with them. So we're gonna keep working on that. But
You might say they have been a bit rotten.
They're rotten apples, and now I want to die. Okay, I'll go ahead and take the first one. This is from your server, Nick. I put up a questions area on my server as well, but I put it up literally the day before, so it's not been quite populated yet. But do you want to read off the names of the people as well?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. So this one is from Hyper Mega Dash Attack. And it's, what do you think about Sonic 3D Blast? Do you guys like the game? And what's your favorite track from the game, Genesis or Saturn? So, honestly, I have gone through phases with 3D Blast. I loved it when I was growing up, and then I grew to hate it when I started watching shows like Screw Attack and stuff that would constantly just talk about how crappy Sonic was. Now, though, I view it more as, this is a fun and interesting game, but I wouldn't call it a good game. I like it, but I wouldn't call it good.
So obviously I didn't grow up, well, when I was in the 90s. When I was in the 90s, I was still shitting my pants. So, like, as far as Sonic 3D Blast
so
goes,
what's
I can only
changed?
do it retrospect. Well, that I
The
shit
yards.
my pants less. I only piss my
Yards
pants
now.
now.
Now he
Fuck
goes
it.
to his friends' yards and shits on their lawns.
Basically, I think I understand what they were trying to go for, but it's the most boringest fucking experience I've ever experienced in my entire life. I was on a train journey, and I was playing it on my Switch on the little Genesis collection thingy, and I was just like, my god, this bores me to tears. This is so boring. That's all I got. Like, the music's pretty dynamic, and visually it's got some... There's an attempt. It's kind of cohesive, at least. But, you go, Nick. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I kind of do a whole show on this, so I'm not really going to get into too much detail, because that's kind of where the bread and butter is.
Yeah, you got to go
Is
over
for
and
me.
give them the ad revenue. Like, go over to
Right.
his channel. Don't be lazy.
This
Be
is,
proactive.
well, I'll just give it to you as it is right now, because I've not replayed it. I can tell you my initial thoughts before I really deep dive and Game Apologist it all up. I got a Sega Saturn specifically to get Sonic 3D Blast. That's how old I am. Like, when the next set of systems were coming out, obviously I was going to go for the Sega system. There's a new Sonic game. I have to play it. Oh, but you already have a Genesis. Oh, but this one's prettier. I've never beaten the game. It's that boring. I could not beat that game.
Literally, the best thing I can say about it is it's competent.
It's competent, but like, it's super boring. And like, back then, it was like they had like these stupid gimmicks to really like wow you. Like, they had the Saturn 3D controller. Like, this is one of the first thumbstick controllers for consoles, and that was a big deal. That was packed with nice. That was, very heavily promoted for 3D Blast as well, and it was like the most exciting new way to play video games. And then like, you look over at PlayStation and Nintendo, and it's like, what am I doing? So yeah, even as a little kid, I found it incredibly boring, but still, Green Grove and its music was very memorable to me. I think, to answer the second part of the question, I think Rusty Ruin Act 1 is probably my favorite track from the game, but I'll be honest, I have not played more than the first handful of zones, and I would just get bored. So until I actually sit down and review that game, that's the best I got for you.
Thank you for your question, Super Dash Pack 26.
Hyper
Mecha Dash Attack.
Thank you. Good question.
All right, I'll go ahead with the next one here. I think we're gonna mix these up a little bit, so I apologize for these being out of order, but some things we need to get out of the way real quick. What are you guys? This is from Blooms. What were your guys' thoughts of the first Sonic movie, and what are you hoping to see in the second one? I think we already answered that fairly consistently in this episode. Davidson Dolliver, this is more show related, and I think we can answer a couple of questions I'm seeing fairly consistently here with this one. Will there be episodes with potential guests on the show, like Cyber Shell or LS Mark or TGC, which, if you don't know, is
The
Geek Critique.
So we basically hate those YouTubers.
What?
I'm just joking. I'm just trying to alienate the big leagues. We will
Josh
be the next big leagues.
Josh has dropped a comment on here, so we know he's going to hear you say that.
Oh, I was
Josh
thrilled.
Is
I was
a good man.
No, I was.
We missed some news. We missed some news too. We'll get back to it before the questions, but I just to answer some more show related questions real quick.
I would like.
I think I could. Yes, I think we're all on the same page here. It's entirely on them. I don't think we're ever going to say no.
What they fucking deserve for daring to be bigger YouTubers than myself.
Than
Fuck
all of
you
us.
guys.
Literally, all three of them are they have much bigger audiences than all of us.
And also, fuck you as well, Nick, because you're bigger than me too.
With my gargantuan, gorgeous dog dick. I don't know what's going on with that.
What?
I'm here as so Wayne was the smallest YouTuber of the three of us, and now I'm the smallest one, and I'm feeling
I felt the
very
need to nurture him. Well, you're the smallest one, but you make the most money, so I also fucking hate you as well.
Yeah, you're the only one doing this for a living, you piece of shit.
Yeah, you fucking
look,
wealthy business tycoon. I don't
this
got
is
time
not a
for
children's show about
Hollywood
this
elite
franchise.
types. Okay?
I make poverty wages and had to pay $4,000 in taxes that I still haven't paid off.
Oh, I feel
Both of you.
so terrible.
So
get this man.
All right.
Jesus.
So guys, we will probably have to revisit this and just do like a Q&A for episode 5 because we do have a lot here, and I think we have to wrap things up here in the next 15 minutes or so from what I'm reading. So just to answer a couple, I think we need to do a couple show related questions because a lot of these are bigger questions, like what do you think of fan games?
What do you think of ketchup and mac and cheese?
Did Epstein kill himself?
Right.
These are the very important questions of life.
Questions. But just some show related questions. We had another one here saying, are you guys going to basically replace Wayne? We don't know. We're just kind of testing the waters.
We're not going to replace
that's the if you want to find a nicer word for it, fine.
Wayne is
they want to know if we're going to have.
We miss Wayne.
Yes.
We love Wayne.
We miss Wayne. We love Wayne.
But he also deserves to rot in hell for what he did to us. No, I forgive you, Wayne.
But Wayne has died, and we need to move on with our lives. R.I.P. Wayne.
He's our dearest friend, but he's dead to us.
Please go. Please go subscribe to his channel in memorandum.
Subscribe to him, and let him know that Pup says fuck you.
No, like Wayne's an adult. He knows I'm not trying to insult him or dismiss him or his importance. Obviously, none of that. We all want to work with him with different things, but let's also call a spade a spade. The question is, are we going to get a fourth chair? Again, we're finding our legs here. If that role is fitting, it's like if a guest shows up and like wants to keep doing it with us, and the audience reacts well to it, and there's like a nice chemistry there, I think we'll consider it. But I think for now, the three of us are just happy as it is, and we'll see what happens. We'll constantly see how it evolving.
I'm comfortable hating both of these people.
If we get a fourth member, we'll dispose of Wayne's stupid tombstone.
My God.
I made that literally right before we started recording.
Oh, you see, guys, beforehand,
that was the most prep work I did.
Beforehand, Nick was like, why would I want visuals on a podcast? And now he's like, I'm going to make a tombstone for the podcast.
Yep. I just think some people would react better to like live cameras and stuff like that. Those are also some questions we got there. I think that's all we're going to do for questions for today, though, because we do have lives we got to get to, and we did forget our last little bit of news that was handed down to me. And you can find it for yourselves. It's on Sonic Retro.
Let's do this. Quick fire. Let's do this.
But Tyson Hesse has basically finally said a thing or two about all these leaks. I think it was more specifically, it was just at the end of
mainly
a
about the
bigger
Zippo one, it seemed.
He doesn't name anyone specifically.
So what's happening then? What's happening? Has he taken Zippo's will to live, or is he gratifying it? What are we getting?
Oh my God! I'm just trying to find where I posted
quick fire.
it.
Let's do this. Come on, we can do this. We can let Suris get back to his harem, and we can just do this.
Pup, are you okay?
Harem.
What is a harem?
Rem.
A harem? A harem?
It's
a thing where you have like multiple sexual partners, like
That's just
just waiting for you, like they're like slave partners.
Are you okay? Do you need milk?
No, I'm just trying to get this done quick.
What?
Why do I need milk?
Oh
I mean,
my
I
God.
love.
We got a few minutes. Calm down. It's gonna be okay. We have enough to talk about this. So I'm just gonna read the post because he posted this in Sonic Retro. I'm just gonna read it as it is. I just want a good game. I want it to be modern in the respect that I want it to be forward-thinking enough to be attractive and interesting to more people than just the same ones that keep buying Sonic games out of habit. Even classic games can't exist in some never-changing bubble. Also, don't believe any news, in quotations, you've read from any few notable leakers, again in quotations, out there this year. It's all complete bullshit.
Is this what Tyson Hesse said?
Yes.
This is word for word Tyson Hesse.
Ah, okay. So, alrighty then. So, we are in some very murky waters, and we have no idea what's next, but at the same time, that's fine, because I wasn't exactly jumping for joy over any of the leaks.
over Colors.
Or
Colors remaster or cancelled
Sonic
Adventure
Rose.
remakes.
Sonic Rose, I was not thrilled about that because stupid women in entertainment are completely unnecessary. Fucking SJW propaganda.
You're going to have to explain every single time that you're joking because you know people are going to take that out of context.
Yeah, you dumb fucking bunch of babies. Just so you know, I'm completely joking here.
Anyway,
Pup, don't become the kind of YouTuber who I cover on my main channel. Please.
Nick, you gotta stop getting these fucking leftists here, man. Come on.
All right, so let's discuss this. With this one line, Tyson might be telling everybody everything we've discussed these last 3 episodes is complete bullshit.
Possibly.
Time to reboot.
I have seen some comments when I retweeted. They were like, well, I don't know how verifiable that is. Because if he doesn't know, I mean, Zippo is just as trustworthy. I'm like, motherfucker, he is on Sega's payroll. What is wrong with you? This guy saved Sonic during the 25th anniversary. Christian Whitehead did too. But like that movie, can you imagine living in a world where that movie could have potentially tanked as hard as it did with that original design? If Tyson has to thank for that, you have him to thank for this revitalized, newish classic Sonic look. Like they brought a revitalized classic Sonic to the table. That force is butchered. There's no way Sega's not paying that dude money to be working on Sonic projects right now. I mean, he's working on an IDW classic Sonic book. I mean, I'm sure his part of it's done by this point, but like my point is he's in the know. There's no way he doesn't know a few things about projects in the pipeline. So what I'm going to take his word for it.
Is that the Sonic Adventure remakes are still on? They're confirmed. We can all look forward to them in 2022.
God.
All right, guys. So we need to go ahead and make this trending. Hashtag Channel Pup is canceled.
Channel Pup is over party.
Yep, it's fine. There's the next episode. It'll be just me and Nick. There will be a tombstone with Channel Pup on it.
The dog is dead. They've put me down.
We're just gonna have a muzzle on his character.
We just have to Sorry, Pup. Have you read Old Yeller by chance?
I swear to God,
I've heard of Old Yeller, but I guess in the next podcast I'll just be like.
And in the next episode, we will be guest starring Kenny from South Park as voiced by Channel Pup.
So, guys, what did you think of this podcast? Next time, we'll be looking at the history of PAL Comics and their involvement with the character of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I swear to God. Let's keep on point here. What do you guys think of Tyson Hesse responding to all this? And obviously, he's talking in greater detail about the future of Sonic and what he wants with it. And I agree with him. I think he's very, very much on point talking about like what we actually want. Be it from classic fans, 3D fans, or anything. Like, we just want some good games, forward thinking and creative and well put together. But do you think that everything is now up in question when it comes to what we've been anticipating. Everyone's expecting Sonic Colors to come out.
I think everything was already up in question to begin with. Especially since like the Sonic Colors thing came paired with the whole like image from Fire and Ice and everything. It was already going to be up in arms. It's just now we're less sure. Yeah. But I think the speculation still exists exactly as it is. However, I do agree with the mentality of, you know, regardless of what we get, regardless of what you may have heard from news leakers or any kind, we just want this game franchise to be good. We want Sonic to release something that when we sit down and play it, we enjoy it and we can recommend it to somebody without a caveat.
Yep.
I think that's... Well, Pup, you'll be dead next episode.
I want a bad game.
Damn it.
It's okay, Pup. You'll be dead next episode.
So. Next game. I want it to fucking suck. I want to be a huge Sonic fan and be let down entirely, but I would love that.
Give us something to talk about for the next 5 years while we rage at each other.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get... You know what? Here's the perfect thing. We're going to get a Sonic... This is what I think. We're going to get a Sonic game that me and Nick are going to pick up and go, wow, this is objectively great. And Pup is going to pick up and he's going to go... This is the worst thing in the world since Justice League. I hate this so much. You guys are both assholes. And we're going to start an entire war with each other about our differing opinions on the game.
Everyone knows Joss Whedon saved Justice League.
So, I do think it's interesting. Like, my favorite Sonic games, Sonic 3 Knuckles, Suris is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I'm assuming, and Pups is Unleashed. We actually do have the ground.
It's either Unleashed or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Literally, it pivots.
I'm going to be honest, I don't necessarily need the Battle moniker on it, but Battle did add some stuff in there like Chow Karate that I did sink a lot of time into, so...
You know, outside of bullying Nick, sometimes one of my favorite Sonic games is Sonic 3 and Knuckles as well. I kind of see Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Unleashed as like the holy trifecta of Sonic games, basically.
And I'm the arrogant old man that says, this is the best, these two are fine.
I'm the galaxy brain of the bunch. I recognize the greatness in all eras of Sonic.
Look, you need to understand, it doesn't matter now what happens.
I will never give up fights.
I hate you both.
I think that's going to be the dynamic going forward. Right, just Nick hates us both. Perfect.
Yeah, that's me and Sonic fandom. But yeah, okay, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm kind of excited now, if I'm honest with you. Like, the drama surrounding this stuff might end up being more interesting than the actual games we end up getting. I'm very intrigued because now all the cards are on the table. Bets are placed.
Tyson Hesse has
spoken their thoughts.
Tyson Hesse has basically taken the tables and just flipped them over with all the cards that were on them. Speaking of cards, we're getting a Sonic the Hedgehog card game, everybody.
That's the new Sonic game. That's the new game.
It's going to be a Game Boy Color port of the trading card game for Sonic.
Oh my god!
Why did they not call the Sonic card game Sonic Shuffle, by the way?
Because they're scared. Because that's genius. Damn you, Pup. That's genius.
I love it.
This already is why I handle the SEO and marketing for this channel.
Okay, just because of accent, it sounded like you said this is how I handle the Ezio, and my brain just went, wait, you play Assassin's Creed on this channel? Creed,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 was a masterpiece in its own right. So in the next episode of Sunset City, we will be discussing the leaks pertaining to Assassin's Creed 10, or whatever fucking Assassin's Creed game they're on.
Whatever that is now. I'm just... Yeah, I can't get over Tyson's post. I think it's just upended everything this community has been talking about for the last 2 weeks. And I'm so intrigued for June now, because I still feel like that's when we're going to get some hard news.
Even if they just give us concept art, I'll be happy, because I would like to know what the next game's pertaining to. I'm
excited.
We're going to need to.
I am excited. I am excited to be excited, and that's so. Let me explain that. It's not that I'm excited that new stuff is coming out. I'm excited that Sonic is even able to elicit emotions in me at this point.
That's fair.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Man, it's gonna... I don't know, dude. Like, it's Zippo's. You got your entire credibility on the line here now that Tyson's
Oh, no
come out
pressure
here.
then.
So
Now that
I'm so excited.
Now that Tyson has gone metaphorically over to Zippo's lawn and just taken a dump on it.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you for all the questions we have. Whenever we can reconvene, I think we should probably just get these questions out of the way for episode 5 if you guys are cool with it.
Sounds good to me.
I agree. We'll do a massive Q&A, assuming that we do not get more leaks pertaining to Sonic in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were gonna run over with it because as soon as I asked about questions, we had so much to talk about already. I was like, this was a bad idea, but at least wanted to get the audience involved. So thank you guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for engaging with us.
We are overwhelmed.
We are. We love you, and we're so thankful for your time with us. And we'll continue to keep getting this on different podcast services. It's on Spotify. If you're interested, got that on there. Amazon as well, and Google. So,
can I try doing the closing catchphrase?
Sure.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and remember, subscribe to Channel Pup.
Please kill me.